Well, I talk a lot about safeguarding your digital assets on this channel. I review all the top hardware wallets and other security tools and gadgets, and in this episode I want to draw your attention to this USB stick. Well, it's not just any USB stick, it's a security excellence. You know how we use Google Authenticator, or sometimes we get texts with login codes or even emails, such an outdated method. But it still exists for some websites. Well, this here is a security key. It does the same job as all of those other methods that I mentioned, but it's 100 times more secure and unhackable. So let's break it down. Welcome to today's episode of Crypto Corner, your go-to place for all things crypto. I'm OJ, crypto investor and analyst since 2016, and I'm talking security again. I know. But honestly, it strikes me to see how very few of you, my friends, are taking this seriously enough. Today, in this advanced age of the internet, where nearly 50% of our time, and for many people it's close to 80% probably, is being spent online. On your smartphone, on your laptop or tablet. We shop online, we work online, many of us make a living entirely in the digital realm. And security has never been more crucial, as threats have increased by 100-fold in the last few years. We have improved our security a lot too. Just a decade ago, nobody was talking about 2FA, and by this point I'd expect you to know what this is, or else you're in big trouble, my friend. Two-factor authentication prevents misuse by playing a vital role in our safety. It offers an extra layer of protection against unauthorized access into your accounts. But we mostly use apps, and these are still hackable. Or you might be using texts and emails, and these are by far the weakest types of second-factor authentication. This is why emails get hacked all the time, mainly to receive login codes of the accounts that they actually want to attack. And even though these are now becoming really outdated at this point, they're still used by some websites, by many websites. But hardware security keys like this one have been around now for some time, and they're getting more and more popular. They have several advantages by validating on a physical device, thus preventing SIM swapping, phishing and malware attacks, compared to app-based methods like Google Authenticator or Authy or any other app-based authenticator that transmits codes through insecure media. Hardware keys store cryptographic secrets securely within the device, and they never expose them outside. These physical possession requirements stop the attacker from being able to go further because they need to have the physical device. So, hacking you from a distance is not going to do the trick. It's what makes this the most secure and phishing-resistant form of authentication currently achievable. And this is why I'm bringing this to your attention today. Hardware keys are easy to use. They're typically just, having a simple one button like this one here, and just a simple tap on the button is what you need in order to authenticate your login, for instance. And I've been using Yubikey. This is an older device. I've been using this for about 5 years now, and it's the same thing. Now this is with a USB on one end and the lightning connector on the other one, which is good for me because I'm using both iPhone and Samsung as well, so I'm using both of these, and they don't require internet or mobile connection, so there is always ensured security even when you are offline. As a crypto expert and security-focused blogger, I've closely followed the evolution of hardware authentication devices. I still use the Yubikey, which is an older device, and this here, the SecuX PUFido Clife key, stands out as a genuine leap forward in the field of digital security. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm genuinely impressed by what this brings to the table. The device is the first FIDO 2 certified security key to fully utilize physically unclonable function. This is what PUF stands for. What this means is that in practice, unlike traditional hardware keys that store a static private key, the PUFido Clife key generates a unique cryptographic key on demand for each authentication event. There are no stored private keys, not even inside the device itself, making cloning this or key extraction essentially impossible. This not only protects against current threats, but also offers a strong defense against future quantum computing attacks. And this is why I am so impressed here. Because now that we are kind of getting closer and closer to the quantum computing era, we are still not there yet, but we know that in a few years' time it's coming, it's inevitable. Everyone is talking about it, so I see now that a lot of these companies, these brands that are making hardware wallets and even these securities keys now, they started really focusing on the future threats by quantum computing. This is probably the third device that I am reviewing this year that has this kind of forward thinking, that is actually designed to resist quantum computing, at least in the early stages. Of course, there will be improvements, there will be newer models, upgrades and everything, and it's all great because this is the direction that we need to be heading to. And I'm happy that SecuX is taking this direction with this device. So how it works? Well, when you plug in the key and authenticate, it goes on the chip's internal PUF fingerprint. A cryptographic key is then generated on the fly based on physical randomness, not on stored data. And once it's used, the key disappears. The next login request triggers a brand new, yet verifiably consistent key. This means no stored credentials, therefore nothing to steal. Even if someone clones this device, the firmware, or intercepts the connection, they can't recreate your PUF key. It's like having a fingerprint, but for your hardware. So in this regard, it has plug-and-play simplicity. There's no software installation or driver downloads required. Just plug in via USB-C and authenticate with a tap of this button here. There is LED feedback. The device gives you an indication. There is a tiny little LED that blinks when the authentication is active, so that you know that it's doing it right now. There is also cross-platform support. It works seamlessly with Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS, Android and Chrome OS, as well as all major browsers. There is multi-protocol compatibility. It supports FIDO2, U2F and web authentication, making it ideal for both crypto exchanges and mainstream web services. And it's very affordable, priced at around $39, so below $50, very affordable, and that means you have no excuse not to secure your accounts better. As I said, this device is reliable and operational across a wide variety of platforms. Since it doesn't store secrets, even if the device is lost or stolen, your accounts remain protected. Now, for crypto users, this is a significant upgrade over the SMS or app-based two-factor authentication, which is still vulnerable to SIM swaps and phishing. There are a few limitations though to consider. The device only supports USB-C so far, as of right now, so if you have an older hardware, you might need an adapter. It doesn't offer NFC, Bluetooth, or biometric authentication, focusing instead on simplicity and maximum security. This is not exactly a negative, it's just a limitation. But at the same time, it's done to improve security, and that's the main function of this device, so I'm not complaining about this. And one more thing to mention, there is also no companion software, which keeps things simple, but again, it limits customization for advanced users. And I'm only saying that because if you've been using Yubikey, they actually have customization in there. You can, customize different things, such as, different logins, categorize them and stuff like that. Things that I'm not really using, and for me, this is not really that important, but it is a limitation nonetheless, so you have to be aware of it. So, who is this for? Well, to be honest, everyone should be using these types of devices. If not this one, any other one. But of course, crypto users and anyone who's doing digital type of work and makes money online, which makes you the ideal target for hackers. So for me, this, which is by a brand that is crypto-centric, SecuX is a brand that produces hardware wallets, metal plates for your seed phrases and everything. So it makes perfect sense to be using a crypto-centric company over Yubikey, which I am using, but that's only because when this first got on the market, we didn't really have any of these keys yet produced by crypto-centric platforms. I mean, I was able to use my Ledger Nano S back in the day as a FIDO second factor authentication thing, but I never really did. It was an extra functionality of it, but I don't really know anyone who was using it like that. So what I'm saying is that having this device produced by a exclusively crypto brand gets the thumbs up from me. This makes it easy to secure my exchanges logins and accounts and wallet logins as well. I would also use it for social media accounts and pretty much everything that is very important. Of course, I'm not going to use it for all of my accounts. Some websites and platforms that are not really storing any financial data or anything to do with finance, then I'm okay to be using my Google Authenticator. And that means that if I'm on the go and I don't have the key with me, I can use my Google Authenticator. But for things that are important like exchanges and digital wallets and everything, definitely you need to have that extra step of the physical device, so that if your phone or computer or something gets compromised, they would still not be able, the hackers, the people who are compromising your system, should still not be able to log into your accounts without something like this. And social media really goes into that, because a lot of the times we do have sensitive data that we provide to different social media networks. So a friend of mine actually got her Facebook and Instagram hacked not long ago. And at first we didn't really think that there will be, major damage or anything like that. She just opened new accounts. She tried to get the accounts back, but it just didn't work because the hack was very sophisticated. It was through her email. Everything got approved, through login codes and all of these things that I'm just talking about here. And she decided to just start afresh, new Facebook, new Instagram, new everything. And 2 or 3 months later, there was a bill from Google Ads that amounted to £20,000. That's in London. She lives in London. And that's more than $20,000. So this was actually the main damage. We didn't realize that this was a scheme, that this was, possible. And there was quite a serious damage as a result of that. So definitely everyone is at risk here. Many people are getting their social media accounts hacked. A lot of the times it's just to be kind of promoting certain spam links and stuff like that. But as you see, sometimes it could really hit your pocket as well. Alright, now for people who have been using other keys in the past, especially the Yubikey, which is what I have experience with, a quick comparison. I've been using the Yubikey for a few years already and I like both devices, but there are some key points. Well, first let me mention right off the bat that both of these keys, both the Yubikey and the SecuX Clife key, are very robust hardware keys designed for supporting major authentication protocols like FIDO2, U2F, WebAuthn, ensuring compatibility across a wide range of platforms, including Windows and Mac and Linux and iOS and Android and all of this, and different browsers as well. So both devices offer strong physical security and they're designed to protect users from all kinds of phishing and account takeovers through hardware-based authentication. However, their core technologies differ significantly. The Clife key here uses physically unclonable function (PUF) technology to generate a unique key on each authentication effort without ever storing a static private key, making it unclonable and inherently quantum resistant. In contrast, the Yubikey relies on a secure element that stores a static private key in tamper-resistant hardware, but of course, nothing is unhackable. Therefore, for me here, this one is a little bit more superior, mainly because of this. Now also, the Yubikey offers a wider variety of form factors, including USB-A, USB-C, NFC, Lightning, which we have here, and even biometric models, along with support for multiple authentication methods beyond FIDO protocols such as OTP and smart card functionality. The PUFido Clife here key focuses on simplicity with just USB-C connectivity and the LED feedback, but it lacks wireless or biometric options. Also, the Yubikey provides management software and enterprise tools for customization, which I mentioned earlier, while the Clife key here does not include any companion software, emphasizing straightforward, unclonable security. Overall, both devices excel in securing digital identities, but the Clife key here introduces a novel approach to key storage and quantum resistance, whereas the Yubikey offers a broader versatility and feature sets. I would expect that in the future, the Clife key might also add customization, and for the USB-C port, well, I'm in Europe, so we are moving towards one unified connection standard, which is USB-C, and I don't have a problem with that. Soon we won't have any devices left with micro USB or the lightning ports, so I'm all for that. And with that said, to recap, the SecuX PUFido Clife key is indeed an ultra secure, ultra simple and very easy to use product. Its PUF technology sets a new standard for hardware-based security, combining simplicity, affordability and quantum resistant protection, the most important part. While it lacks some advanced features of premium models, its unclonable architecture and user-friendly experience make it an excellent choice for anyone serious about protecting their digital assets, crypto or otherwise. Now, let me know in the comments, what is your take? Are you going to be going for the older Yubikey device, or do you want to get this one here? And if you do, I do have a code in the description below and a link with which you will be getting a discount. That discount, by the way, will be for all of the SecuX products. So use the link from the description below, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I will try to answer them to the best of my knowledge. Well, this is everything for today's video, guys. I hope this is helpful. And if it is, make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. I'm gonna see you in the next one.